One of the most powerful realizations you can have is that you are the author of your own life. Other people's opinions are just noise in the background. Sure, their words may sting or cause us to doubt ourselves, but the ultimate question is, what is more important to you? Living according to their standards or preserving your own peace? Let's be real for a moment. We've all experienced the pressure of trying to live up to someone else's expectations. Whether it's a parent, a teacher, or even the people we interact with online, the fear of judgment can often lead to self-doubt. We might find ourselves second-guessing our choices, altering our actions to fit into someone else's vision of who we should be. But in doing so, we compromise our own peace of mind. We become disconnected from our true selves, constantly trying to please others rather than embracing our authentic self. True peace comes from within. It's about understanding that your worth isn't defined by others' views of you. When you learn to value your peace over other people's judgments, you unlock a deeper sense of freedom. You start living for yourself, making choices that align with your values, your goals, and your happiness, not for validation from others. Now, I'm not saying you should completely ignore everyone's advice or feedback. Constructive criticism is important, and there are always things we can learn from others. But the key is learning to differentiate between feedback that helps you grow and judgments that are rooted in someone else's biases or insecurities. The latter should be discarded, while the former should be used to improve yourself. This brings us to the idea of boundaries. Setting healthy boundaries is essential for protecting your peace. Boundaries aren't about being rude or shutting people out. They're about understanding what you are willing to accept and what you're not. When you protect your peace, you are essentially telling the world that your mental and emotional well-being is non-negotiable. And trust me, once you start setting those boundaries, you'll feel a sense of freedom and relief like never before. Another important aspect to consider is the role of self-awareness. The more in tune you are with your own thoughts, feelings, and values, the less susceptible you become to outside judgment. When you're solid in who you are, the less power other people's opinions have over you. And this doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey, and it requires practice, patience, and self-compassion. But once you begin to prioritize your peace over the judgment of others, you'll start to feel lighter, more content, and empowered. It's also worth mentioning that judgment is a natural human response. People judge because it's a way for them to try and make sense of the world around them. But that doesn't mean you have to take their judgments personally. In fact, it's often more about them than it is about you. When someone judges you, they are revealing more about their own biases, fears, and insecurities than they are about your character or actions. So, instead of internalizing that judgment, it's important to detach yourself from it and recognize it for what it is, just another person's perspective, not the ultimate truth about you. Furthermore, we live in a world that is increasingly connected, yet paradoxically, more isolating than ever. Social media often amplifies this issue, with everyone presenting a curated version of their life that's designed to garner likes, followers, and validation. This can make us feel like we're falling short or that our lives don't measure up. But remember, these online personas are just that, personas. They don't reflect the real struggles, imperfections, or challenges that everyone faces. What you see online is often a highlight reel, not the full story. So, don't let the pressure to keep up with others steal your peace. The truth is, living authentically is a process of unlearning everything society has taught us about seeking external validation. It's about reconnecting with yourself, embracing your flaws, and realizing that your peace is a sacred space that you should protect at all costs. When you stop living for the approval of others and start living for yourself, you will attract the right people into your life. People who appreciate you for who you truly are, not who you pretend to be. It's important to understand that peace isn't something that just happens. It's something you actively cultivate. It requires practice, self-reflection, and sometimes the courage to say no. It means making choices that are in alignment with your values, even if they don't make sense to others. It means standing firm in your decisions and not letting anyone else's opinion sway you. It's a form of self-respect, knowing that your inner peace is more valuable than any fleeting judgment from anyone, no matter who they are. In the grand scheme of things, the judgments of others are temporary. People come and go in our lives, and their opinions are often shaped by their own experiences, biases, and perspectives. What remains, however, is your sense of self-worth and inner peace. When you prioritize your peace, you begin to attract a life that feels more fulfilling, aligned, and joyful. So, here's the ultimate takeaway. Prioritize your peace above all else. Don't let the judgment of others control your narrative or your happiness. Live for yourself. Embrace your authenticity. And remember that you are worthy of peace. And as you continue to grow and evolve, you'll find that the opinions of others hold less and less power over you. In the end, you are the one who has to live with the choices you make, and you are the one who will benefit from living in alignment with your true self.